What has this team become? I'm serious. Like, are we trying to lose one of two of the Mets? Because it really seems like we're doing that on purpose. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to It's Always Sunny in South Philadelphia. I am your host, Riley Rich, and I come at you today with an interesting proposition as I am about to back up in my seat. For all of you YouTube people that can actually see this, or anybody, I am wearing a certain shirt today. This is Harper and Wheeler. And if you can tell me in the comments what this is a reference to, you will get merch. So, and everyone else too. But I really want to see how many people know what that is. So go back in time, pause your screen, go to another tab, look it up, put it in the comments, and you may or may not get merch soon. Does that sound good to everybody? Alright, cool. Because apparently the Phillies are still terrible. Right where we left off, the Phillies played a 2-game series against the Texas Rangers and attempted to play a 4-game series against the Mets. Thankfully, Mother Nature had its way to make sure that our suffering wouldn't really last as long as it needed to. Because things got started with a rough start. We were looking at the Rangers series, thinking that, maybe a sweep. Possibly something to get us on the right track. Oh boy, we were wrong. First off, Ranger got to pitch against the Rangers. Very cool note. I believe it's the second time in MLB history that a player with a first was able to pitch against a team with the same name as him. I think there's someone named like Angel Yamada or something for the Yankees that pitch against the Angels, maybe. I might be mixing up my facts. But Ranger got to pitch against the Rangers, and he did okay. I think the more important thing to me, I don't really care that much. I mean, you might not hear this from me that much, but I don't really care what Ranger Suarez does this year in terms of whip, in terms of ERA, in terms of whatever. He's still learning. He's still young. He's got a lot of time. I'm looking at his pitch count. That's what I really want to see on Ranger Suarez this year. And I don't know if you've been able to tell that, but I've been really trying to keep a close eye on his pitch count this year. And he reached 93 pitches on Monday. And that's a very good sign. Again, like we talked about before, when Ranger hits 90, he's allowing the bullpen to rest, and he's getting stronger as time goes along. Now, granted, he did give up a few homers. It's going to happen at some point. Just ask Aaron Nola. Mitch Garver, Jonah Heim kind of got around to him. But again, this is the 2022 Philadelphia Phillies we're talking about here. This is the team whose idea is we don't care for pitching and defense, and we will hit home runs to counter every other offense in the league. Yeah, 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Is there... I'm sounding like a broken record, and I know I am, and I know we scored 4 runs, but guys, if we want to put expectations on the Phillies, well, we do. The fans aren't the problem. I think, guys, if we're trying to make the playoffs this year, let's start hitting better with runners in scoring position. I know that the situation can get the best of you at times, but it's happening to everybody. It happened to Reese against the Mets, too. I felt bad. It's almost like they were picking on Reese, but... I mean, at least he and Didi had 2-out RBIs, which is awesome. Nice to see that Reese got some 2-out RBIs. I think that's the more important thing. That if we're getting 2-out RBIs, that's good. I mean, runners in scoring position we can fix over time. Hopefully. Guys, we can work on that, yes. Maybe by July we can start winning some more games. But that was just the beginning. Now you get into the flurry of good starts. Let's talk about Zach Wheeler being Zach Wheeler again. It's a scoreless pitcher's duel somehow between Zach Wheeler and Martin Perez of all people. again, I was saying this to myself. I didn't live stream any of the games, but I was watching the game and I'm like, man, I remember talking about Chad Kuhl as if that was bad. Now we're getting shut up by Martin Perez of all people. Don't worry, I'll research it. I'll figure out the reason why. But I think a big thing our big takeaway from this game, aside from we'll get into that, but Castellanos went 3 for 4. I think that's a really good thing that our guys that we paid a bunch of money to hit home runs, even when they're not hitting home runs, if they're making contact, getting on base, we need more contact out of these guys. And I think Castellanos, with that 3 for 4 game, can really show that he can be a nice complement to Segura, but with a bit more power, which is exactly what we need. Double plays were really... It's not even just a Phillies thing. Both teams recorded 3 double plays in like the first 5 innings. And that was like the whole time. That was really made it a pitcher's duel. But Zach Wheeler... Guys, can we say that Zach Wheeler's back now? Like 7 2/3 scoreless innings. I mean, I feel bad for him too. Like he was facing a lefty. Nate Lowe was striding to the plate. He was 1 for 3 against Wheeler. He's got the sinker, 2-seam, slider combination working. And Girardi decided to take him out. Look, I get it. I get that it's a strategy thing. However, it's a pitcher's duel. It's scoreless. Zach Wheeler needed a confidence booster. He's had a bit of a slow start, both figuratively and literally, with his fastball. Hopefully you guys got the joke. Please say you did. Wheeler has had his velocity tick down. He got it back up. He's starting to blow it by guys again. He had a great start. This is what we saw last year. I don't care that he's a lefty, and I know that this is where we need to strike down the traditionalists on the channel. This podcast is designed to think about the Phillies. We use analytics and whatever to think about what the Phillies should do. This is where traditionalists versus analytics comes in. Traditionalists, you are taught from a very young age that lefty hitters do better against righties and righty hitters do better against lefties. And thus, for pitchers, right-handed pitchers do well against right-handed batters, lefties against lefties. That's what I'm sure every baseball person was taught growing up. But come on. The guy is 1 for 3. Wheeler's a predominantly sinker pitcher. He's been locating all night. He's kept his pitch count low. That's the other main thing, too. We're looking at this with 2 outs in the 8th inning. He's near 84 pitches. And Wheeler, and we're also talking about the pitcher that led the National League in innings pitched last year and can definitely ramp up the pitch count. And you decided to take him out, which is fine. However, we just don't have the offense to keep up with it right now. Especially if we're getting nothing from the top of the order. Oh my God. Against the Rangers, apparently the leadoff spot in the order is where hitters went to die. Kyle Schwarber hit leadoff for Tuesday's game. Alec Boehm hit leadoff for Wednesday's game. They both went 0 for 5, and if using simple math, that means that our hitters at the top of the order went 0 for 10 against the Rangers. Like, I'm sorry, but like I get the Schwarber thing. I get that Schwarber did really well at the leadoff spot. That's why we're putting them there. Boehm should not be in a leadoff spot. And also, why are we switching up our lineup cards so much? Look, I get it. Schwarber's been hitting the leadoff spot, and I get that you're struggling. For the love of God, don't put Boehm there. Boehm is our leader in OPS. He's a power hitter. He's not a contact guy. Guys, this is the only time we're all agree with traditionalists. You want contact at the top of the order, and there's one guy that I can point to that is a contact hitter that's on our team that would actually fit one in the leadoff spot, and that is Gene Segura is the only one that should be hitting leadoff. And that's my opinion. Until that happens, I will hold you in resentment, Joe. Especially for Thursday's game. Guys, what I'm about to describe to you right now is an event that we will never talk about ever again. This is like Twitter meme worthy. This is like 28-3 worthy in my mind. It's time to talk about the great collapse against the Mets. Let's start Let's start with the highlights. Nola did amazing as well. He pitched 7 innings. He gave up 1 run. Nola did 2018 things. And that's what we needed at the top of our rotation. Guys to do well again. Harper can hit home runs now, and he did amazing. He hit multiple home runs this week, and that's awesome. Castellanos hit 1 too. Even though we scored 7 runs, we went 4 for 16 with runners in scoring position. Hey, increased numbers of runners in scoring position. That's good. Let's just do more of that. And then you get to the 9th inning, and I watch it over and over again, and I see like the clip that John Boyd Media makes and like all the breakdown stuff about this inning. It started off with a casual base hit. It was some really Ichiro type stuff off the plate. Look, Camargo was never going to get him. There was no shot that Camargo was going to get him at first. Whatever, leadoff single, it's fine. Then Lindor goes and hits a home run. Now, honestly, that's fine. Happens a lot to the Phillies. Meaningless home runs in the 9th. Lindor hit a home run. I guess no matter what, it's okay. Here's the thing. Good teams and good pitchers find a way to rebound, no matter what. You still got a 4-run lead. It's still 7-3. So why do we start throwing cookies over the middle of the plate? Now we decide to throw cookies over the middle of the plate. Guess what? The Mets were early on it. Not too bad until you realize that they're pulling everything down the left field line into the wall. Double. Another double. You get a single from Nimmo to center. Boom, now you got a tie game. Knebel also came in at this point in time. And then Marte comes to the plate. The game's basically already over. Knebel knows it and throws a cookie, a meatball, whatever food you want to use. And Marte takes it to the left center field wall. And the Mets and the Phillies blew a 6-run lead. The Mets score 7. And of course, just to ruin my day, Ed Luz Diaz had a 1-2-3 shutdown inning because our Phillies can't hit when it matters the most. It's like they knew they were going to win. And this is a real tone setter. If they could get this win against the Mets, that's all they need. That's all they need. Friday and Saturday got rained out. Philadelphia had some really bad weather this week, which is fine, which is great. Hallelujah. We don't have to play the Mets in a 4-game series. Thank God. Although there was a doubleheader on Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day, by the way. Hope you all had an amazing Mother's Day, those who need it. Didn't mean that in the wrong way. Please don't take it as such. And now we get to talk about another consistent pitcher. I mean, Wheeler was great, Nola was great, but Kyle Gibson does it consistently. And Kyle Gibson had another amazing game. Harper can hit home runs now, and we know this. And he did it again. Bryson Stott got caught up too. Bryson Stott has had an amazing minor leagues. He's been tearing up the minor leagues. He came back, and he got us a 2-out RBI, 2-out single. And it was really nice to see that. Hope. Also put the hot seat on Didi. We need some change at shortstop. I'm sorry, but it's true. Didi just needs a bit more contact. I don't think the power's going to come to him soon. And then we get to game 2, and I knew this game was over when I saw the lineup card have Christopher Sanchez pitching. And you might be asking me why that's a problem. Well, here's the thing. Yes, it is terrible. COVID is rising again, and I get that. And Wheeler and Eflin are on the COVID IL. The Phillies called up 2 pitchers from the minor leagues for this specific moment. They called up Connor Brogdon and Christopher Sanchez. And they also called up Francisco Morales from Double-A, who's had an amazing start to the year. We might talk about that later. Not really in detail, but Francisco Morales is part of the year. When it's a doubleheader, you're allowed to have 27 men on your roster. Any other game is 26. So Francisco Morales was that 27th guy. Still, you called up Connor Brogdon, Christopher Sanchez. Basically the same pitcher, except one is a righty and one is a lefty. They started Sanchez. Here's my problem with this. Sanchez is a lefty. I know this sounds like I'm contradicting myself. He's a lefty, and the Mets hitters are basically all righties, if not switches. Which, you might be asking me, well, Riley, didn't you strike this down before? Let's wait before we criticize these guys. Here's the thing. Christopher Sanchez is an ordinary pitcher. Christopher Sanchez is an ordinary pitcher. He doesn't have elite stuff. He left things over the middle. Pete Alonso had 2 home runs in the game. You want the answer? Also, Christopher Sanchez hasn't had the greatest start in the major leagues already. There's a reason why he went back down to Triple-A. Do you want the answer, gentlemen? You start Connor Brogdon. You call up Dylan Maples. Give him a chance. Connor Brogdon is your man. He pitched amazing at the start of last year. This is his time. He can pitch multiple innings. He came up as a starter through our system. And you also saw how good Gibson did as well, and how the Mets hitters couldn't really fare against the righty. Now you're asking me, don't they make these decisions ahead of time? Well, yes, it still made the day of the game. It really wouldn't have mattered either way. There was still time for Brogdon to pitch. And they didn't. And I hope the Phillies learn the lesson, and I know they won't. Please, for the love of God, stop letting Sanchez pitch. Please give us Connor Brogdon the next time we have a reliever game, which will be Friday, maybe against the Dodgers. Oh, it's terrible. So the Phillies will be West Coast swinging. I'm actually recording this really late at night, so they are playing at Seattle right now. At the Mariners, then they're going to the Dodgers, and hopefully we can at least salvage a little bit of that series, especially that Mariners series. They have an identical record to us, and I know I'm being greedy, even considering the Texas series, but if we can at least split, if not win the series at Seattle, that would be amazing. Now it's time to talk about the minor leagues, and honestly, I'm really seeing a rebound out of the boys. Triple-A. Oh my God. Triple-A went 5-1 against the Mets affiliate. Yes, we love beating up on the Mets. It's a great feeling. And went 5-1 at Syracuse. And I believe they're also... God, I'm not going to remember off the top of my head. But they have a really good... Long story short, they have a good record. They might be winning by a game. I believe... That wouldn't make sense. That would be under 500. Never mind. I think they're doing really well. They might be 17-13 right now. But they also rewarded some Player of the Month. Derek Hall is a Player of the Month. He did really well, of course. He's been hitting a lot of home runs. Andrew Painter still hasn't given up an earned run in his major league career. So congratulations to him. And also, they gave one to Corey Phelan, and I'm sure you guys are asking me, who in the world is Corey Phelan? And I didn't really know it either. But they gave Corey Phelan a Player of the Month, and no, he's not like on a Dominican League team or something. He did play Rookie League last. But they gave him Pitcher of the Month. He's undergoing non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So they gave him this for his perseverance. So good luck to Corey on his fight against non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Beat cancer for us. We believe in you, kid. Yeah, so Hall, Phelan, and Painter are your Phillies minor leaguers of the month. Hotted really well, and Michael Marriott has had a very good. His whip is down. It's near I think it's 1.07 now on the year, and he's also the only qualified pitcher on AAA now. So he's been getting a lot of innings. Double A, again, all of these teams have been affected one way or another by the rain, whether it's just moving back a game to Sunday or whatever. Everybody got affected. Double A went to Portland, Maine. They played the Red Sox affiliate. I'm surprised. I haven't heard that much slack from this. They went 3-3. Aldrin Corredor. Let's talk about him. Corredor. Ever since last week, Corredor has been tearing it up. He's been moving up the OPS charts. He's up to 847 in the OPS category now. He's to third on the team. And also the AA team really follows the Phillies team, really follows the Major League team in the fact that they got no hits. They scored one run without getting a hit, and Brian Bell, a Red Sox prospect, was able to shut out the Fighting Phils. Yeah, let's try to limit that Philliness. Let's try to change the culture here, Preston. Change the culture. That's what your job is, son. Anyway. Jersey Shore. They played at home against the Yankees affiliate, Hudson Valley. They were 3-2. Victor Vargas and Jonathan Hughes had really good weeks on the mound. And there's a catcher that really caught my eye who skyrocketed to top of the OPS charts. He only played in a few games so far. But it's another catcher. To take Nick Matero's spot, it is Andrick Nava. So congratulations to him for skyrocketing into the OPS spot and finding a spot on the team. He actually went I'm pretty sure he went 3 for 4 in Saturday's game. And then finally, we're going to conclude with Clearwater, our favorite Class A guys. Well, not to pick favorites, sorry, Jersey Shore, but Clearwater's got more of the prospects right now. They went 4-2. They traveled to Dunedin, really not far. Again, Painter with the Player of the Month. Hao-Yu Lee, again, doing very well in the minor leagues. Hao-Yu Lee and Marcus Lee Sang have been doing amazing for us so far. It's really what we needed. And then we got a call-up alert on the mound. Iverson Castellano. It's Castellanos without the S. So Iverson Castellano got the call-up and has been pitching very well so far for Clearwater. He got called up from, I believe, the Dominican League. So yeah, so that is it. So now we have reached the end of the episode. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to reward ourselves a non-sponsored Philly of the Week. It was very tempting for me to go Harper. Harper has been lighting up the home runs category. It was really tempting to go with Wheeler or Nola to find his stuff. But then I realized something. I looked back, and there was something beyond the box score that I really saw benefited the Phillies the most. He's got a few outfield assists, especially one this week. And he uses his speed to make catches. And if you know anything about the Phillies, you already know who I'm talking about. It's the center fielder, Roman Quinn. Congratulations, Roman, buddy. You are this week's recipient of the non-sponsored Philly of the Week. Honestly, when I looked at the games against the Mets, I really saw that I don't know what we would have done in center field, or with the balls in the gap without Roman Quinn. He was having a great first step. He uses his strong closing speed and his good first step. It's a great combination. It makes for defensive runs saved. And that is why Roman Quinn is our Philly of the Week. So that's going to do it for this episode. I wanted to conclude by saying I've been getting asked a lot when the next live stream will be. And it's kind of hard to really tell. It's really something on the spot. It's also something I do after podcasts, so I'm also kind of late to the game. And that's also on me. I will look through the schedule this week. The Phillies are playing at Seattle and at LA. Actually, top of the second, Phillies up 2-0 right now against Chris flexing on D's boys. Well, not really flexing because he's down 2-0. Anyway, the Phillies are going on a West Coast swing right now. They're playing the Mariners and the Dodgers. And looking at it right now, it really depends on, because it's all on the West Coast. So it really all depends on when the games start. And looking at it right now, 9:40, 9:40, 3:40, but I have a high school game. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday against the Dodgers. Those games are all at 10. So earliest we're looking right now is possibly Sunday. They're playing the Dodgers at 4. If not, I will try to make sure. I don't want to promise anything over the next 2 weeks either, because I have 3 high school games apiece, 3 high school games a pop, so I don't really want to guarantee those games ever. So take a look. I would recommend looking at Instagram if you really want to find answers for that. But again, just keep checking the social medias. I will let you guys know when the live stream is. I can't really say for sure. So thank you. So with that being said, thank you all for joining me for this episode of It's Always Sunny in South Philadelphia. South Philadelphia. I'm sorry, I should add, I kind of accidentally cut to the last part, so that the merge might have been a bit awkward. But, yeah, I'll see you guys later for episode number 8, where we talk about the West Coast swing against the Mariners and Dodgers. And until then, you hold your heads high. We might have collapsed against the Mets. We might have started Christopher Sanchez for no reason. But keep your heads high, because it's always sunny in South Philadelphia. Take care, everyone.